Welcome to the Dental 18 podcast. I'm your host, Kiera Dent, and I had this crazy idea that maybe I could combine a doctor and a team member's perspective because let's face it, dentistry can be a challenging profession with those two perspectives. I've been a dental assistant, treatment coordinator, scheduler, biller, office manager, regional manager, practice owner, and I have a team of traveling consultants where we have traveled to over 165 different offices coaching teams. Yep, we don't just understand you, we are you. Our mission is to positively impact the world of dental, and I believe that this podcast is the greatest way I can help elevate teams, grow VIP experiences, reduce stress, and create A-teams. Welcome to the Dental 18 podcast. Hello, Dental 18 listeners. This is Kiera, and this is going to be a good question. You guys, please send me questions. Write me questions. Ask me for topics that you want me to talk about because this one is coming to a faithful listener. And the question is a doozy of a question. And I love these questions because then I feel like I'm really delivering value to you guys of the questions you really want to know. So today's question is, can I still be a nice office manager while holding people accountable? Oh, I love it because I struggled with this. I thought that if I held people accountable, that meant I wasn't nice. I felt that if I had hard conversations with people or I held them accountable for the things that they said they would do, that I wasn't a good OM and that I wasn't nice. I literally struggled with this exact thing. I wanted to be friends, you guys. Okay, let's be real. Let's just break this down for 2 seconds. I wanted people to like me. I don't know. I mean, there's maybe a few people in this world that I've met that don't care if people like them or don't like them. But I'll say the vast majority of people, we want people to like us. That's human nature. It's human nature to want to be liked, to have friends, to want to have people that look up to us, that talk to us, that ask us for advice. We want to be liked. That's normal. And yet, sometimes I felt as an office manager that if I held people accountable, that I wasn't being nice. Or if I asked them to, gosh darn it, go clean a dang room because they were just sitting on their phones, that I wasn't being nice. So this is a really, really, really good conversation to have. And I'm so appreciative that you wrote in, that you asked me this question. So let's dive into this. My question is, do you think that you can be nice and still hold people accountable? Because if you can see in a world where you can still be nice but hold people accountable, then it's a possibility. If you think that every person who holds someone accountable isn't nice, then you can't create this as a reality. So can you see a world? I know I can. I've seen plenty of people. And I think a really good word, I was talking to a doctor the other day and he told me, he said, my team, they might not tell you I'm always nice, but what they will tell you is that I'm always fair. And I really thought that was a huge compliment because I do agree. As much as I want to be nice, I'd rather be fair. I don't want to be nice and people please. I want people to like me, yes. But I think a bigger compliment would be that people say, when I talk to Kiera, Kiera is fair. She's still nice. She's still fun. She's still a super cool human, but Kiera's fair. And I think that that's where it comes in for accountability. So I believe that when we hold people accountable, we lose that niceness in a couple different areas. One is when we just get sick of it. You are at your wit's end. You've told them 1,000 times. That then ties into, okay, we've told them, but we actually haven't solved the problem. So I think a lot of times we're no longer nice because instead of doing something to truly solve the problem forever, we just think that we keep talking about it. So an idea to solve it forever would be, I have a commitment to consistency where I write down how many times we've actually had the conversation about that we still don't have the schedule scheduled correctly. Start writing it down so the team member can see, oh my goodness, they've talked to me 5 different times about this. This is an area I probably need to improve. And if not, there will be some serious changes that will be needing to take place. That can help out a lot. I also feel that a way that we think that we're not nice is when we haven't held strong to what we said we would do. It's kind of like the parent who lets their little kids throw rocks or, say like they'll spit or whatever it is, the behavior that the parent doesn't want them to do. And like, if you do that one more time, we're going to go home. Well, then the kiddo does it 7 more times and they still don't go home. That person lost credibility because they didn't follow through with what they said. So as an office manager, making sure that you actually hold true to your word doesn't mean that you're not a nice person. It means that you're fair. And when you're fair, people feel safe. They know that what you say you're actually going to follow through on. And it's not just empty threats to get people to perform for a short amount of time. So as an office manager, making sure that you're crystal clear of what your expectations are. What are your expectations? What are the things you really want your team to do? And are you consistent with your follow through with them? Are you consistent on making sure that they're following up on the things that you say? If not, let's work on that. So after that, you're going to want to make sure that you are crystal clear with your expectations, but then you follow through with what you say you're going to do. I believe that when an office manager is full of integrity, in a world where we don't have a lot of integrity going on, they say they'll call you right back, they don't call you back. If they say they'll do this, they don't do it. As an office manager, when you can actually have that high level of integrity, your team will follow suit with you. Now, do I believe that as an office manager or any person in the practice, we should all practice being a word ninja? Yes. What I mean by word ninja, you can say the exact same thing, but just the way your tone is, the way your facial expressions are, the way you deliver it, it can be taken one of two ways. It can be taken that you're their best friend or their worst enemy. So I really feel that being a word ninja can help you be nice, but still hold them accountable. Also, I had a podcast where I talk about hard conversations. You can say everything that's holding you back from holding them accountable. Like, hey, Kiera, you're such an awesome team member. I never want to lose you. You're one of my favorites. And I'm really concerned that if I have this conversation with you, you might feel that I don't like you. And that's not true. I really, really do. But I also need to make sure I have this conversation so that way I hold you to the same level of accountability that I hold everyone else. Office managers, you have to be holding everyone else at that same level. Otherwise, you can't say that with confidence. So when you can say that to me, you then are on my side. You're not coming in ready to lash me because that's what you're looking for. You're genuinely on my side. And that's what I ask a lot of office managers. When you're going in, are you on the side of the team member? Or are you just going in as a dictator, like ready to give them their lashings? Because I look at myself a lot of times and I think, okay, am I trying to just be the boss in this situation? Or am I actually trying to be on their team where I really do want them to win? Guess what? There's some team members, no, I don't want them to win. I want them out of there. So I am looking for their lashings. I am looking for how to get rid of them. I am looking for every reason. And those people probably don't think I'm very nice. But the bulk of people, I want them on my team because I really do like them. I'm invested in them. But at the same time, office managers, you can't want this more than your team member does. You can't want them to win and to succeed more than they want to succeed. Because otherwise, you're going after this more than they're going after this. You're going after their success more than they're going after their success. And that's when it can be frustrating. So making sure that you really, truly are holding those clear expectations for them, that you're looking out for them that you're on their team, that you're coming in with the correct motivation for what you're looking for, and asking yourself, keeping yourself in check, having that hard conversation, saying the things that are holding you back from having it really can help you with your team as well. But I do believe that also setting a culture where we have accountability. That's just our culture. Yes, every person in our practice has a number. It doesn't mean you're good or bad. It just means it's a way for us to track without emotion. I believe that stats tell so many stories. Your stats tell you the truth. They tell you if case acceptance is good. They tell you if reappointment's good. Dollar for dollar tells you if our doctor's diagnosing and if they're closing cases, are open holes in the schedule. All those numbers tell you a lot going on. You can track wait times to see are we pulling patients back on time. Same day treatment conversions. How often the assistants are getting up out of the room when the doctor's in there. Hygienists, what your dollar per hour is. Doctors, what your dollar per hour is. Those stats can tell you so much about your practice. And when every person in your practice has a number that they're responsible for, that they know how to get it to have a win of the day, accountability is so much easier and you are nice. I believe that you're not nice when we're nagging because we're not clear with our accountability, what we're actually trying to get from the situation. When we're just nagging and we're after them all the time, that's when we're not nice and we're frustrated because the accountability game feels like a losing battle. We're never going to win. We can't do this. Our team's frustrated with us because we're just going after them, talking to them again and again and again and again. No, instead of talking again and again and again, create an action plan so this goes away forever. That's another way to be nice and still accountable. When you go in and have one of those uncomfortable conversations for accountability, does your team know that you're coming in with the intent to solve this forever? You never want this to come up again. Never, ever, ever. So let's find a way to solve this forever so it doesn't come up again with a crystal clear game plan that both of us are committed to. That can be a way that your team feels that yes, you're nice and you're holding them accountable because we're creating a solution to solve this forever. Something else that I found that really helps me beyond just looking to see, am I on their team? What am I looking for? Is the 3 solutions mentality. Meaning I spin it back to my team. They come to me with a problem and I say, all right, I'd hear you. Totally got that. That's crummy. What do you think we should do? Give me 3 solutions. Guess what? When they're spitfire and angry, they're not going to have 3 solutions. And I just look at them and I say, I need 3 solutions. Our company, our office, our whatever it is, our team, the mentality is that we come with 3 solutions. We are a solution based. We don't complain for the sake of complaining. We complain or we list our issue with 10 seconds and we spend the rest of our time solving it. So what are your solutions so we can solve this forever? When you spin that, accountability is there. I ask them, hey, so we have a lot of holes in the schedule. You know that the goal is to only have 1 opening per day. That's the expectation. What do you think would be some solutions so we can solve this? I don't know. Okay. So our company culture is that we come with 3 solutions. I need a solution from you. Otherwise, I know that, we might need to have a different discussion. What are 3 solutions that you could come with? Let's start brainstorming together so we can find a solution. I'm on this team member's side. I'm looking out for them, but I'm also holding them accountable to the fact that our culture is a 3 solutions mindset. Maybe your culture is not that way yet, but you can create that. So as an office manager, as a doctor, as a team lead, as a team player, look for these. Look to see, are you on that person's side? Are you crystal clear with your expectations? Do you follow through with what you say you're going to do? And at the same time, are you building a culture where everyone has a number? So stats are important, meaning we cut the emotion out of here because we want an accountable team without the emotional drama. Every person has a number. And if you're not coming up with that number, the goal is we have got to come up with a solution to help you get to that number. So our culture is also a culture of solutions. We bring up issues with the intent to solve them and solve them forever. Those are ways that you can totally hold your team accountable and still be nice. Totally still be nice. We've cut the emotion out of there. We've created a total culture that we are looking for solutions, that we are always on the lookout for that, and that we've got each other's back. But we're not going to lower our standards of excellence to meet people's need for mediocrity, period. We will not lower our standards of excellence to meet someone's need for mediocrity. We hold the bar high. We expect ourselves to be excellent because that's the kind of service that we give our team and our patients. That way, office managers, doctors, leaders, team members, you can totally change the culture of it. It starts with a ripple effect. Teams, if you're listening to this and your doctor, your office manager aren't that way, have them listen to this. Have them reach out to me. I've coached a lot of doctors to become more of this mindset. All it is a change of mindset and them being committed to holding strong to this new culture. It doesn't take a long time to change a culture if you're willing to stay firm and to be fair. So thank you to that office manager who is brave enough to ask me the question of, can I hold them accountable and still be nice? The answer is a resounding yes. Yes, you can. But you have to make sure you follow through with some of these items. These will really help change you. And as an office manager, shnikes, your life is very tricky. You walk the balance, but you don't have to walk the tightrope of you can't say what you really mean. Speak your truth, be full of integrity, and be fair with your team. That to me is an efficient, effective, and incredible office manager that I would hire in a second. So I hope all of you learned something today. As always, thank you so much for joining me, and I'll catch you next time on the Dental 18 Podcast. And that wraps it up for another episode of the Dental 18 Podcast. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll talk to you next time.